Where you at?
The trailer that you were watching is for the game Exoborne. This trailer was played during the Game Awards that just recently happened last week, and it is the next upcoming game from the studio Sharkmob, a Swedish game studio founded in 2017 by some of the original members of the core team of The Division, and are most recently responsible for the macabre-themed battle royale game Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt. Now, they have a developmental studio of over 400 developers, including their own motion capture studio, which Sharkmob tries to tout itself as being indie in attitude, but AAA in developmental capacity. Now, this game is being set in the southeastern United States in what they're calling Colton County, which sounds a lot like Colleton County, which is in South Carolina. But Exoborne is being shown as a tactical open-world extraction shooter that the company has been secretly working on for quite a number of years now. They are now thrilled that we finally have the opportunity to be shown this during the Game Awards. The company is showing this game as where the player wears this exosuit that they're calling an exo rig, and equipped with this tech, they're saying that you fight to survive and thrive in a world plagued by warring factions, deadly elemental chaos, and other hostile reborn. Now, this game is being set as a PvPvE type environment, very similar to that of Escape from Tarkov or any of the other extraction-style games that we've seen come along in this vein. However, what they're trying to make it work like is something where you not only have to play with and around and through these very large natural disasters like large tornadoes, hurricanes, that kind of thing, but you're also going to be involved with a lot of verticality and a lot of what looks like moving environmental effects. So I think this idea of this guy getting hit by a bus is something that will actually be happening during the course of gameplay, and the verticality involved where you see him kind of go out the window and be floating on the bus in the tornado is something that I believe they intend to have us also be involved in and doing. So when a lot of environmental movement, this finds, at least for me, to be a point of interest, because that's not really something that we've seen in this vein before, and I think would kind of play into some interesting mechanics that would make for a lot of cool and fun movement interactions. They have a couple bullet points that they wanted me to go through here that they sent me, where they say forces of nature will make you fight through deadly elemental chaos and adapt to the world's constantly changing conditions. Each exo rig has different abilities that you can modify to enhance vertical movement, but also modify the raw powers of nature to your advantage when chosen wisely. So it seems like there's also going to be on-use effects that you'll be able to implement as part of your strategy in this gameplay. They say verticality is very important because of the extreme forces of nature allowing for new exploration and combat experiences. There will be public events and missions. Obviously, there's going to be the environmental element and NPCs that you can not only interact with for missions and trading and whatnot, but you'll also be interacting with them in a hostile environment because of warring factions and whatnot. So think of it like scavs or scav bosses that you'd be familiar with in a game like Tarkov, for instance. There's also going to be a crafting and customizing system that looks like on paper it's going to be very robust, offering a lot of new gear and equipment of your choosing and a lot of customizability. And also, this is going to be, at its core, an extraction gameplay game. So you can stick around longer, leave earlier. You know, the choice is really up to you. They also tout that there's going to be a thrilling storyline. So there's going to be a good amount of lore in here that you'll also be able to explore. Now, insofar as the game itself at its core, this is planned to be a release for both PC and console at the same time. There might be an opportunity here for crossplay as well, which I think is very interesting. So I'm interested to see how large of a map we're really looking at here, how many players will be able to be on the map, if it's very populated, but it's a very large footprint, if there's going to be vehicles involved, or if there's going to be different styles of transportation mechanics. Given that this is very like sci-fi and futuristic in nature, it seems interesting to me that they'd be able to like play with a lot of these mechanic designs. And one of the cool things that these guys kind of bring to the table is the fluidity of movement that you see in games like Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt, where you have the ability for people to scale buildings and do a lot of like vaulting and a lot of acrobatic style maneuvering. That game is kind of known for a lot of like really fun and interesting movement capability. And I think a game like this could also benefit from those types of mechanics, given the futuristic nature of it. Now, I want to say that this video was sponsored by Sharkmob. They were kind enough to sponsor the creation of this video. However, I've always been somebody that tries to give my honest opinion on what it is that I'm seeing. And while the rendered scene that is being shown on screen does look very early in its developmental phase, I do like the idea of what they're working with here using verticality. Games like Dead Drop, for instance, out of Dr. Disrespect Studio, offer an awful lot of very interesting vertical movement and style gameplay. And I think there is a nice spot here where you can have this mix of environmental effects and factors and vertical gameplay, but also be able to use the environment to your advantage and hit somebody with a bus. Like, that would actually be really cool. So if there's an opportunity here for Sharkmob to be able to capitalize on a lot of these environmental effects as a good dynamic element to the game that would make it continuously interesting, I think there's something to stand on here. And I'm very interested to see what they come up with. But at any rate, I want to thank them for sponsoring the video. I really do appreciate it, fellas. Thank you so much. And if you're somebody that's watching this and you enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'd very, very much appreciate it. I love you all for coming by and checking it out. Thank you for lending me your eyeballs, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.